Benjamin Gratz Brown. I was born May 28, 1826 in Lexington, Kentucky. My family was prominent in Kentucky politics. Both of my grandparents were United States Senators, and my father was the Secretary of State of Kentucky. I started my college education at Transylvania University in Lexington, Kentucky, transferred to Yale, where I graduated in 1847. I returned to Kentucky and studied law with my father, where I graduated from the Louisville Law School. In 1849, I moved to St. Louis to join my cousins Francis and Montgomery Blair in their law practice. In 1858, I married Mary Gunn. Mary was 16, I was 32. We had 9 children. One of our granddaughters was Margaret Wise Brown, who wrote many children's books. A few of her books were Goodnight Moon, The Runaway Bunny, and The Little Island. I was elected to the Missouri General Assembly in 1852 and served until 1858. This was a busy time for me. I served as the editor of the Missouri Democrat, a newspaper owned by my cousin Frank. I wrote editorials that were often controversial. My strong opinion to the Kansas-Nebraska Act almost cost me re-election in 1854. I spoke to the Missouri General Assembly in 1857, forcefully demanded the end of slavery in Missouri. I was soundly defeated for re-election. In 1860, I attended the Republican National Convention as a delegate for Edward Bates. But I considered Bates too conservative. Then the convention turned to Abraham Lincoln, I followed. In 1856, I participated in one of the last duels in Missouri. Duels were still illegal, but many folks got around that by holding their duels on Bloody Island, which was just south of downtown St. Louis in the Mississippi River. The island was not part of Missouri or Illinois, so the laws didn't apply there. I had written an editorial regarding Thomas C. Reynolds, the U.S. District Attorney. Mr. Reynolds challenged me to a duel. Reynolds was unharmed during the duel, but I suffered a shot to the knee. In 1863, I was named to finish out the U.S. Senate term of Waldo Johnson. He was forced to resign during the Civil War because of his affiliation with the Confederate cause. In 1867, near the end of my Senate term, I was an advocate for universal suffrage for both women and blacks. At the end of my Senate term, I returned to my Missouri quarry in Iron County. My company supplied the rock for the construction of the Eads Bridge. In 1870, I was back in politics as the governor of Missouri. During my term, the president-governor's mansion was built, and my wife and I were the first residents. My company donated 4 granite columns for the construction of the mansion. Although it was limited by law to a 2-year term, those 2 years were taxation laws were changed, and we quelled the Ku Klux Klan within Missouri's borders. I also helped establish the law and medicine departments of the University of Missouri, supported a new admissions policy allowing the enrollment of women. In 1872, I ran for vice president, a ticket with Horace Greeley. We were defeated by a landslide by Ulysses Simpson Grant. In 1874, I was the featured speaker at the opening of the Eads Bridge. The national economic problems of the 1870s had a negative effect on my fortunes, and in 1830, I moved my family to Kirkwood. We lived on the northwest corner of Kirkwood Road and Washington Avenue. After moving to Kirkwood, I once again took up the practice of law. I commuted to the city at my law office at 512 Olive Street. I passed from this life December 13th, 1885. I was just 59 years old. As a custom for all Missouri governors, I had a monument erected for me here at Oak Hill Cemetery.